The problem with the Scottish Government and with the SNP is that it's a can of worms and so much needs to be unpicked. On the one hand, there's problems with the SNP. On the other hand, there's problems like, for example, the problem that Russell Findlay brought up in the Scottish Parliament. He's a Conservative Scottish parliamentarian, and he was asking what due diligence was done about awarding grants to, for example, the Chinese secret police, the CCP in China during lockdown, £165,000 apparently given to businesses linked to the Chinese secret police. Extraordinary. But, you know, the fact that Scotland has done it, well, I'm sure Westminster did it too. Well, in fact, we know Westminster did it. Westminster did it particularly to friends of the Conservative Party leadership. And that has raised questions as well. The whole point about the lockdown grants is that there wasn't due diligence done. A lot of things were done in a knee-jerk way. Is it a knee-jerk expression? Yeah, I think that's an expression. And not enough questions were asked. So then, if we look at the SNP line and the leaked video about leaks, of Nicola Sturgeon, where she says, don't raise questions. Well, the whole problem of these CCP payments is that questions weren't raised. Due diligence wasn't done. Proper accountability wasn't there. So, you know, we can ask again and again and again, how did the camper van end up outside Peter Murrell's parents' house? Was it actually, as the conspiracy theorists have suggested, a present from MI5? Or, oh, no, we put it there. And, you know, Nicola Sturgeon's Zoom call, where she tells colleagues not to raise issues about finances, and these claims, these assertions that finances are great, have never been better in the 20 years that she's been in power, that she had been in power. This is just rhetoric. How do we know it's just rhetoric? Because of the number of tricolons that she's using. Everything is in threes. And cliched. Open, free and frank discussion. Tricolon. But the problem is an open, free and frank discussion would involve questions. Don't leak. It prevents us from having an open and transparent conversation. Don't leak. Don't tell anybody about this because that prevents us from having openness. That is nonsense. It's contradictory. It's an oxymoron. And then the silence of the people in charge. Everything is now being left in the hands of Humza because he's won. Ian Blackford is being very evasive. I mean, he was asked the other day, I think yesterday actually, everything is going so fast. He was asked yesterday about the membership. He says, well, the membership's gone up in my constituency. By how much? I'm not going to tell you. But surely that's a reasonable question. Unless, of course, it was a knee-jerk lie to shut up a journalist. And if you go back and look at this, look at the video I posted a few minutes ago of Nicola Sturgeon, she goes on and on and on about how she's very clear. I think she says it at least twice, maybe more than twice. Can you imagine how Liz Truss and Nicola Sturgeon could have been talking to each other? I want to be clear. Let me be very clear. I'm being very clear. I'm very, very clear. Let me be clear. Let me be clear. So much clarity. And so little sense. So little transparency. So much clarity. It's just rhetoric. And we need in British politics now, whether that's in Scotland or in Westminster or in Northern Ireland, we need to get away from the sloganising, and we need to get back to making sense. And instantly, while I'm on the sloganising, people have brought to my attention the fact that there's a lot of sloganising going on in the comments under my videos, particularly with people identifying other people as Russian trolls or as trolls. We know there's trolling on the site, we know. And every so often I will write a comment in Russian or something to try and sort of identify these people or call them out. But really, it's not good to be constantly saying you're a Russian troll, you're a Russian troll, this person's a troll, that person's a troll. So I think in future I'm just simply going to erase these messages when they occur, if I get them in time, if I can find them in time. And can I encourage you not to do this? Can you use the comment section for comments rather than just bashing out slogans? If you want to bash out slogans, go and talk to Nicola Sturgeon. She's very comfortable with slogans, I think. Or Liz Truss, who has nothing else to offer.